Hello! Hi guys, my name is Mike and welcome to One Man's Junk. Okay guys, so just before we dive in, we have some really exciting news. One Man's Junk will be set up and selling at this year's RetroCon. So if you haven't heard of RetroCon, it's well worth looking into. It's one of the biggest events held here on the East Coast. There's going to be lots and lots of excellent vintage retro toys there, and of course we will be talking more about it in the upcoming weeks and months, and I will of course provide some links here in the description as well so you can get more information about it. So without further ado folks, let's have a look at my favorite figures that are still sealed or still in the box or on card. Let's start off with this here. We have a Freddy Squish'em from LJN. Now unfortunately, again, as you can see, the figure itself is mint, but of course the bubble has come loose. So he will be sold as a loose figure. But this is quite a cool little series. I was actually having a look and I didn't realize, but there is in fact an official Freddy Madball out there. So well worth looking into because they're still fairly inexpensive. So I may yet pick one up for myself. Here's another interesting find. Now this one here, in fact, the bubble is a little squashed. But for the most part, this one's actually in pretty decent condition. My guess would be that this here is, the Sweet Sense here is in fact a some kind of strawberry shortcake knockoff or copy. So it does have a bit of age to it. Apparently it was, you know, like not so much a scratch and sniff, but you would be able to get some kind of fruit scent from this. So it's, I'm going strongly towards that this was a strawberry shortcake knockoff. But what really drew me to it was the excellent artwork here. I mean, it's really, you know, it's really cheesy, it's really cool, but it really draws you in, you know, like, you just can't resist. It's very reminiscent of like the Haribo artwork. Here's a great sealed figure, and finally we have a nice condition box here. Look at that, Home Alone, it's Kevin. Not terribly rare, but certainly desirable, and especially in this condition. I was very happy to find that, and of course it does have some good age to it too. This is an awesome pickup here, yes. So if you know me, you'll know that I do in fact have a certain taste towards things that are a little, maybe on the gross side, not grotesque, not too much, but certainly things that are a little gross, like, you know, your Garbage Pail Kids. And Ratfink is certainly up my alley here, especially as he's a kind of, if you're not familiar with Ratfink is considered like an anti-hero. I believe he's like a counterculture kind of Mickey Mouse. He certainly has some age from him, and he is in fact from Ed Roth. So here we have a nice figure here. It's certainly in great condition. I've actually been hanging this one up on the wall, and I do think that this one here will be going to the next toy show. Okay guys, so let's have a look at some of my general finds from this week. So unfortunately I didn't go to any toy shows this week, so all my finds here are from the wild unless I say otherwise. Let's start off with a lovely giant turtle here. We have a Donatello. So I generally don't pick these up because of course they're always missing their belts, they're always missing a weapon. But as you can see here, I picked this one up here because of course it did have the belt. It does require a little bit of restoration, but it is all there. It's a lovely belt, and you may notice he has a lot of pen markings on him. Well, I actually just discovered this excellent new product which I just ordered. So we're gonna, by the time we air, we will have a before and after photo, and I'm hoping to have some surprising results, so stay tuned for that. You may remember I mentioned the Leonard figure the other week, the Kung Fu Dragon Master. Well, this is the Karate Dragon Master. So this guy here, I actually found him. He was missing his belt and he was missing the accessory, but I did in fact raid my accessory bin, and I was fortunate enough to find both. So I actually looked into him before we went on the air. His name is Bjorn, and he came with one accessory, which was in my unidentified accessory bin. So very happy to pair those two up here, and finally I'm happy to finally end the mystery of this accessory. Okay, and while I was out hunting, I decided to check out a brand new flea market. While I was at that flea market, it was not really rich pickings, and it was a long drive, but I did find something. Yes, that's right, I was fortunate enough to find some Disney dinosaurs. Well, I say some Disney dinosaurs, it is in fact the whole Sinclair family. you go, even them up. And the boss. So unfortunately, it is missing. They are missing all the accessories, but it is the whole set. So that was a lovely little find and worth the drive in the end. Okay, guys, I know you're waiting to see them, so here they are. Yes, you know, I am like a dog with a bone. I am out there hunting. I'm hitting the pavement hard until I find them, and I did. Guys, look at all these Toxic Crusaders. Yes, folks. Yes. Unbelievable. Look at all that. The story here with this is I walked into a toy store. The man had them on the rack there. They weren't inexpensive at all, but being that I had bought a few items before, I made a nice little pile. I made him an offer, and I was lucky enough that he accepted. So guys, just remember, he who dares. Look at that. Wow. Okay guys, so unfortunately, the toy gods were not kind to me this week in terms of accessories. So I only have a few accessories to show and explain, but we do have a few minifigures, so not a complete washout. So we'll start off with always a crowd pleaser, a favorite. Yep, that is Toxic Crusaders, and that of course comes with a headbanger. This little guy here. Yeah, so I actually thought that he was just, you know, on his own, like some kind of premium figure. But I happened to have a quick look, and this is in fact a Earthworm Jim companion figure. Okay guys, how about this one? Wow. So this guy here, he's really great. He totally grabbed my attention, and I had a feeling I knew what he was, and it turns out that I was right. So this guy here, I actually found him digging in a bin of sheer nonsense, guys. It was McDonald's toys, it was girls' toys, it was all modern toys as well. And this figure here, in fact, comes from the Small Soldiers line, and his name is Nibble, and he came with Flat Chew. So that was definitely an excellent find here. Certainly not what you expect to find in a bin full of modern McDonald's toys. Here's a lovely find. Look at that. So this actually came with the Fisher-Price Adventure People Space Alpha probe, but it also came with a few playsets. The beauty of this accessory actually is that the astronaut figures that came with the Fisher-Price Adventure People have a hole in the back, and this actually connects it like so. Okay, so here's another mini figure accessory as such. Those of you who know, I am obsessed with Mighty Max, so I found this here. This one came with the ice playset. There's in fact 3 of them, so that was a nice find. So guys, I always mention this line but very seldom show them. That's because they are fairly hard to come by in the wild. So here we have at last some Trash Bag Bunch. So in the past I've always mentioned, you know, my Savage Mondo Blitzers, my Garbage Pail Kids, and Trash Bag Bunch, as well as Snailians. So these fall into that branch there, and the Z-Bots. It's all the same time period, actually the same company as Z-Bots as well. I mentioned Snailians the other week, so I found the Snailian figure in the wild. Look at that. So missing the armor, but if you remember correctly, we had one half of it already. Oh, look at these little guys. So I actually have a nice collection of these, and these are from the Arco Otherworld action figure line. These were the little companion figures. These guys here, I think, are just ordinary like gumball figures, but they're like they're really cool. I thought they're really cheap, and you know, nice scale, like extraterrestrial. So we like the look of those. I found this E.T. figure. He's rather interesting here. So he looks to be vintage, but I don't think that is vintage. So I'm going to say it's from the 90s, but it's definitely a cool little E.T. figure. Maybe somebody watching will have some better insight on that. This is a cool little find. That's right. It's Matchbox Pee Wee Herman. So this was in fact part of a, this was in fact one of the companion figures. Okay guys, it's that time again. It's time for finds of the day. Yes. Wow. Toxic Crusaders Cleanup Time watch. There is a few issues here with the card, but the watch itself is in phenomenal condition, and according to the graphics here, you've actually got Toxie's face telling you the time as well. And it is of course an official Playmates product. I mean, just the colors are phenomenal. Was not found in the wild. Well, it was found in the wild, not by myself, but was acquired in a awesome trade deal with 8-Bit Brian. So 8-Bit Brian, thank you so much. That is certainly one of my favorite finds. But what's that I'm placing him next to? You may notice, yes, this is an Ectoglow Egon. I didn't, in fact, find this during this week. This is actually one of my favorite pieces that sits on my shelf. It glows phenomenally. I was actually lucky enough to find the Proton pack in the wild a while ago too. And I thought that's where the adventure ended. Again, in this bumper deal with 8-Bit Brian, I picked up an Ectoglow Ray with the mask as well. And if that wasn't exciting enough, we picked up all these ghosts too. Now you're going to notice something here. Of course, they are in fact all glow in the dark. You'll notice that the molds are familiar with, oops, we lost one there, with other companion ghosts. But the main distinguishing feature here is in fact the painted eyes. Now I know what you're thinking. You're at home, you're thinking, oh, I have this one here. But you'll notice that this one here doesn't have painted eyes. This one is actually fairly common. It came with the ghost trap, and of course glows in the dark too. This is the one that comes with Egon. Look at those guys, glow in the dark masks for the Ectoglow figures. So finally my glow in the dark Ecto Egon is complete. Wow. Thank you so much, 8-Bit Brian. That was an awesome trade. Look at that. I found this in a junk drawer. That is in fact a pencil sharpener, a vintage pencil sharpener. Never give up, folks. Unreal, that is a Flexatron. So this is a knockoff He-Man figure. It's Flexatron because he is a bendy figure. Now yes, of course, I notice he's filthy, but I did pick him up out of a complete and utter pile of dirty toys. So I'm very happy with that. I just got him yesterday, so hopefully by the time we air, we'll have some before and after pictures once I give him a good bath, clean them up. And I know what you're thinking, you're like, yeah, he's missing the head. The head actually pops off, and I may have found one on eBay. So again, by the time we air, I'm hoping to have a lovely before and after picture of this amazing Flexatron find. And finally, folks, this really is a spectacular pickup. I genuinely could not believe that I'm about to show these to you here. Would you look at that? Somebody was selling a vintage Scareglow cape, but that's a lie. He was selling two, and I picked both of them up. So if you give me just one moment, the moment we've all been waiting for, finally to reunite these guys with their owners. So we got the two guys down from the shelf. So this is a before. So here you go, folks. Have a look at that. Wow. What a great little pickup here. So very happy to have these here. The two Scareglows now, almost complete. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please don't be shy. Go ahead and write me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and of course share the video. Thanks again. Thanks, guys.